My name is Abby Wren, and I'm going to present to you the key I was given. I was given key 2, which is verb tenses to express present time. Verb tense errors occur when an incorrect time is marked. I put in a little picture. The picture says, a definition of a verb is a word that tells what someone or something does. It is an action word or word of being. Some examples include sit, laugh, jump, and run. What is the present tense? Verbs come in 3 tenses. They are past, present, and future. The present tense is used to describe things that are happening right now, or things that are continuous. There are 4 types of present tenses. They are simple present, present perfect, present progressive, and present perfect progressive. ELL students may struggle with these verb tenses because the 4 tenses are quite different. I'm going to give examples of each type of those. First, let's start with the simple present. We use the simple tense for repeated actions. For example, I read my book every day. The next tense is the present perfect. We use the present perfect tense for an action that began in the past and is still true in the present. An example sentence is, she has lived in Alabama all her life. Moving on to our next tense, it is the present progressive. We use the present progressive for actions we are doing now. An example sentence will be, I'm listening to music right now. And lastly is present perfect progressive. We use the present perfect progressive tense when an action started in the past, continues to the future, and may continue in the present, and then continue in the future. I made up an activity. It is called A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words. This activity is a lesson on using the present progressive tense. I believe you could also do this with other tenses as well. But in this activity, the students will receive an interesting photo. I included this baseball card. You can use pictures from a magazine. You can use a book even. But what you're going to have your students do, you can do this as a whole group. You can do this in small groups, or you can do this individually. But what the students are going to do is they're going to look at the picture they got. I got this picture. And your students are going to point out what is going on in this picture. Students will describe what is happening in their photo only using the present progressive tense of verbs. I would do this activity with, honestly, you could start in 1st grade really using just verbs. You could use it in 2nd grade, advancing to past, present, and future. And then in 3rd grade is really the activity I centered around it. And I believe the standard would be to demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking. And it was L3-1. The learning objective would be students will use and learn about the present progressive tense. You can use multiple pictures, pencil, and paper. You could also make this into a writing activity. You can use their picture and have your students write down what the verb is, and then the students could make up a story to go along with it. Honestly, there's endless possibilities here with this. And I believe the theoretical principle used in this activity could be the sociocultural theory by Vygotsky. And this is just that learning learning is a social process through interactions with other people. And you could use this activity in groups, like I said. You can pull groups up to your table if they're struggling with it. And I included a baseball card because it's something that could appeal to some of the students. You can use pictures that are interesting to what topics the students are into. And I believe the social process is something that is big for ELL students. If they see their classmates doing this activity, they will notice what is going on and they will be able to get into it as well. Overall, I think this activity is something fun for the kids. It gets them on their feet. It's a hands-on activity where students get to touch and feel the card and our picture, whatever you would like to use. And then it allows the students to share with the class. When they're done going through the activity and have talked about what they think is going on in the picture, obviously this one was playing baseball or hitting the ball, they will share that with the class, and this gives an opportunity for them to be up and speak to everyone about what they have learned. Thank you.